Ah, the New Year's Eve ball drop. A tradition as old as time where people from all over the country, nay, all over the world, travel to New York City to ring in the new year with a huge party, a massive celebration, and Planet Fitness themed everything, really. Huh? Or college football, the one true amateur grassroots sport of America, where everyone is glued to their TV to watch their alma mater try to win a national championship. And what's that? The average game length in the college football playoff this season was 3.5 hours? No, that can't be. They took steps to shorten the game. Oh, you're telling me they did shorten the actual game, but rather than make the runtime shorter, they just used that extra time to shoe in more ads. Oh, gotcha. But at least I can have my friends over for a movie, right? Let's disconnect from online, watch a film, bond together right after this ad break, because I have the basic HBO Max subscription, and if I want to watch without ads, it's an extra $8 a month, because apparently $11 isn't enough to stream anything these days without an advertisement from Geico or State Farm. What are we doing? I want to preface this video by saying that I don't think advertisements are inherently bad. In fact, I think they're pretty much necessary for anyone who wants to run a business, or heck, even a YouTube channel like this one. I'll never knock a content creator for taking an ethical brand deal. In fact, most of my favorite YouTubers do a sponsored segment in every video, and I watch them, either because I'm interested in what's being advertised or because it's an easy way for that creator to earn money and continue making the videos that I enjoy watching. In fact, I'll be taking sponsor deals in the future. Again, I don't think advertising is inherently bad. But I do think there's a difference between Drew Gooden throwing a sponsored segment in his videos that are completely skippable if you don't want to watch, and my smart TV just playing advertisements without my permission if I leave it on idle for too long. One is a way for me to support a favorite creator of mine, and the other is a blatant infringement on the enjoyment of my day-to-day activities. I think there's a pretty clear line between a sponsored stream with Raid Shadow Legends and getting a video ad for a vape pen on the gas pump when I'm filling my tank. We know 16-year-olds can drive, right? This seems kind of problematic. Have you scrolled TikTok recently? Lately, it seems half the videos I come across are either for the TikTok shop or directly an advertisement. And the scariest part is that when I'm doom scrolling, sometimes I don't even realize I'm watching an ad, but that's a conversation for another time. The point is, we as consumers are being viewed not as people who are trying to enjoy our day-to-day lives, but simply as potential consumers for whatever product a mega corporation wants to put in front of us. And we have no control over it. You're going to watch the exact same State Farm commercial on Peacock for the 4th ad break in a row, and you are gonna like it. And no matter what we do, no matter how many advertisements we watch, it's never enough. These companies just continue to shovel more and more advertisements down our throats. HBO Max raised their advertising 50% last year. So do you think that ad revenue is going toward lowering your package cost at least? Of course not. Same price, worse product. You're not crazy for thinking things feel differently now than they did 10 or 15 years ago. They absolutely do, and it's not nostalgia. A 2023 study from the University of Southern California found that the average adult in the 1970s consumed about 500 advertisements a day. That seems like a lot, right? Until you look at the 2023 numbers. 5,000 advertisements a day. We're so used to seeing this that we don't even question it anymore. Radio ads, online ads, billboard ads, building ads, television ads, ads at the movies that are not related to movies, but just whatever soda brand that theater provides. And at this point, the study is 3 years old. I'm willing to bet it hasn't gotten any better. In fact, it's likely only gotten worse. So again, yes, you're not crazy. Things feel different than they used to. Because we're slowly becoming nothing more than potential dollar signs to line the pockets of shareholders. Ads used to be a way for you to get content for free that you didn't have the means to pay for. Want to listen to Spotify but can't afford a monthly subscription? That's fine, just listen to a couple ads and you're good to go. Then these companies saw that people are willing to pay for things that they think are a good product. So surely they just focus on making the product better, right? That way more people will pay for it. Wrong. they start sneaking in ads for what you're already paying for as a measure of how much inconvenience you'll put up with before dropping their service. And once they have that data, once they find that sweet spot, they've got their new basic with ads plan. And they'll roll it out like it's some huge positive change they're making, just don't check what their prices were in 2016. And yeah, prices have gone up, but surely it's because these streaming platforms are getting more and more content under their umbrella. I mean, that would make sense, right? The more content on a particular streaming service, the more the company can charge, because it needs to fund the way for all the new, cool stuff they're doing. Let's test that theory, shall we? Let's play a game. I'm a fan of my local Major League Baseball team. I also like baseball as a whole. It's my favorite sport. If I want to consume Major League Baseball from the comfort of my own home, how much money do you think it will cost me to get the entirety of that product? I want you to write your answer down. Now let's do the math. Major League Baseball offers the all teams package for $149.99 yearly. Forgive me for rounding up to $150 here. So you might think, all right, good to go. I got the all teams package. I can watch every game I want. Good deal. Except that's not the case. If you don't know sports, let me introduce you to what we call a blackout zone. A blackout zone is essentially when you are in a territory that doesn't broadcast a particular team. What territory is that, you may ask? Whatever your local team is. So funny enough, the MLB TV all teams package doesn't actually include all the teams. In fact, the one team you can't watch is your local team, the one you probably care about the most. Well, okay, surely I can watch that for pretty cheap, added on to the $150 I'm already paying for the all teams but not actually all teams package, and be good to go. So let's look at our options. You could get a cable subscription. To be honest, the price of that varies so much that I'll just use the current YouTube TV pricing of $82.99. Forgive me for rounding to $83 here. And that's per month, by the way. The MLB season goes from March to November, so multiply that by 8 months and you get $664 total. Add that onto the MLB TV subscription that you're already paying for, and you only needed to pay just over $800 to consume Major League Baseball for the year of 2025. Yippee! But I don't want to be dishonest. I understand there are better options than cable TV if your sole purpose is to watch baseball. You used to be able to stream some local games through FanDuel Sports Network, but I guess everyone realized how insane it is that an online casino could have a television broadcasting deal. Certainly no conflict of interest there. But that's not available anymore from what I could find. It is available for other sports, but we're just focusing on baseball for now. So let's say you're in Colorado, you don't want to pay for cable, and those darn blackout restrictions keep you from watching your hometown Rockies on the MLB TV All Teams package, presumably because they want your support for the local networks. Well, you can stream it online. Good news, with no blackout restrictions. For just $99.99 a year from MLB TV? Wait a second, they said I couldn't watch it on the All Teams package. Oh, what's that? I can't? I need to pay for the All Teams package and pay for the Rockies package? Oh, that makes sense. At least they're kind enough to offer it in a bundle for $199 a year. Forgive me for rounding up to $200 here. So now we have all the games for the low price of $200. Except we don't, because in 2025, Apple TV and ESPN had their own broadcasts that, get this, were also blacked out from MLB TV. So you'd need an Apple TV subscription. The cheapest option for all the games is just the yearly $99.99, and something like Sling Orange, which carries ESPN and is $45.99 a month, which means if you want it for the 8 months of the MLB season, it would be about an additional $368 a year. So, if you're a super fan who wants to consume Major League Baseball in its entirety, you're looking at $668 a year. What a bargain! Hopefully you're not also a fan of the NBA and NFL. It's a similar structure. I won't make you play the game again, but you get the idea. Let me know in the comments how far off your guess was. I assume most of you didn't guess it was this high. And by the way, since this video is supposed to be about advertisements, I want to remind you that all this money you're paying doesn't go toward making a better product for consumers, and that they will continue to find more and more ways to sneak ad breaks into the games. Whether it's more commercial breaks, displaying digital ads on the backstops that are not at the actual ballpark, ads on the jerseys, dual screen ads with the game in one box and an advertisement in the other, you're paying almost $700 to watch baseball, and you're still getting an inconceivable amount of advertisements. You will watch the State Farm ad for the 4th commercial break in a row, and you will like it. Now, I've been pretty pessimistic in this video, forgive me, but I do want to point out that there are ways that you can be entertained and not be bombarded with endless advertisements or terrible TV deals. But for some reason, people look down on it. and that is supporting independent creators. I think in a time where corporations treat us less and less like humans and more like dollar signs, it's a really important time to remember that there are people who create unbelievable content online, either for free or for a reasonable cost. But for whatever reason, supporting those independent creators is looked down on by the general public. You hear it all the time. Why are you donating or subscribing to a streamer that already has so much money? And that argument sounds fine at first if you don't contemplate it for longer than 2 seconds. Because if you did, you'd realize the only difference between financially supporting an independent creator versus getting your 6th streaming service is one option helps fund an individual's passion, and the other simply lines the pockets of more shareholders. I mean, you're telling me I can get a $5 membership to my favorite creator and get access to wallpapers, exclusive streams, and emotes, and that money helps fund the very content that I enjoy consuming, so I can not only get more of it, but also insane quality music videos? Or I could get Sling Orange for $45 a month to watch college football on ESPN with my money not helping the product at all. In fact, the product has only gotten worse as prices keep going up. And I don't even get to watch all the games because the ones on Fox are on Sling Blue, which is a separate subscription. Gee, I wonder what's the better deal here. Or CoffeeZilla, who in my opinion is one of the most impressive independent journalists out there who's able to do big research into huge crypto scams funded almost entirely by Patreon support and ad revenue. And again, I don't have a problem with those ads, that's not what this video is about. I'm sorry, I know it's not apples to oranges, I understand there's nuances and it's not one-to-one, but there is simply nothing you can tell me that would explain why streamers and YouTubers are able to fund their channels with ad revenue, $5 memberships and subscriptions, and community donations while paying a manager and putting some of that money back into the channel itself, but I have to pay $700 a year to watch baseball. We've lost the plot. And judging by how things are going, I don't know if we're going to find it anytime soon. Because it's not simply a corporation thing. There are corporations that do things really well. Did you know you can get the entirety of the Shonen Jump magazine releases for $3 a month? Seriously, you get each weekly magazine through their app and access to previous completed series like Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. This is not an ad, by the way. So I know making things affordable is doable. We're not stuck in this loop. But for as long as these big executives get to run their pseudo-monopolies, we're left completely at their hands for what they want to charge us, and even worse, the amount of advertisements they want to show us. You will watch the State Farm commercial, and you will like the State Farm commercial.